afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. It's the first Thursday of the month, which means we're in the kitchen with Across the Fence. And today our chefs have prepared a variety of recipes with 5 ingredients or less, and they're ready to go. But first I want to mention some of our loyal viewers who kindly took the time to contact us. Kay Hull from Montpelier writes she's been watching us for most of her 84 years. We appreciate that, Kay. The M&M sisters, Patty and Gwen, are from Enosburg Falls. Gwen loves our sweets and Patty loves our meals. Carolyn Bourgeois from Vergennes tells us that she's been collecting our recipes since 1983. Thank you, Carolyn. Joanne Raymond from Burlington writes she has our In the Kitchen cookbook published back in 1999. Also from Burlington is Josephine Cartier, who enjoys our recipes and Lynn's travel shows. So do I. And Joanne O'Brien from Granville says she's looking forward to spring and all of our upcoming cooking shows here in the kitchen with Across the Fence. We thank all of those loyal viewers, and we want you all to know that your correspondence is read and very much appreciated. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our chefs. To my right is Carolyn Peake from Williamstown, and she's joined by Deb Plumley and Lynn Jarvis, both from South Hero. And Deb, I know you have a lot to get to, so take it away.
Excellent. Well, this is one of my favorite segments to do, to see how creative you can get with 5 ingredients or less. So whether you're entertaining or just looking for an easy dinner with great leftovers, this glazed ham from RachelCooks.com is for you. The bonus is the slow cooker, which makes it totally hands-off. Start with a boneless ham that you slice almost all the way through and cook with just 4 ingredients: maple syrup, Dijon mustard, brown sugar, and ground cloves. Cook on low for 4 to 6 hours. Baste occasionally with the sauce when you're doing this in the slow cooker. The sauce gives a wonderful flavor to the ham, and the ease of preparation makes this a snap to make. So another main dish that's super easy is this chicken bacon skillet. Flatten boneless chicken breast to about a 1/2 inch thick. Cook your bacon in a skillet until it's browned. Remove, add the chicken, cook that until that's done. Remove that from the pan and make a flavorful sauce with onions, chicken broth, and cider. Reduce until thickened, serve over the chicken and top with the cooked bacon. The chicken is flavored with a sweet and tangy sauce that's hard to resist. And all this can be made in one dish that makes cleanup even easier. Now this recipe will complement any table. It is a beautiful cherry salad. It's easy and economical. It's apple cherry salad, and it's got different textures and crunch appeal. Cherry Jello is dissolved in boiling water. Stir in a can of cherry pie filling, chop fresh apples, and chop celery. Doesn't it look bright and cheerful? And it's simple to make. This would be a wonderful addition to any meal. And I would be tempted to serve this perhaps with a dollop of whipped cream. Doesn't that look good? And maybe a few chopped nuts sprinkled on, just to make it a little bit more special. So you can give that one a try. Now on to desserts. So this lemon cloud pie uses just a few ingredients. It's lemon juice, sweetened condensed milk that you mix together, and you fold in 2 cups of whipped topping. Pour it into a baked pie shell. Let it set for 2 hours and serve. So it's taken you about 10 minutes to make. Let it refrigerate and you are ready to walk out the door with an awesome dessert. My viewer recipe is from Marge Turner of Bethel, Vermont. And she said, with maple syrup season just around the corner, this is a perfect recipe for a maple custard pie. Eggs, maple syrup, a little bit of nutmeg and vanilla are beaten together. Add some scalded milk and pour it into your pie shell. You're going to bake it at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes to let it set, and then finish cooking at 350 degrees. And I will note to the viewers that I was a little neglectful on making this, and you can see that I let the pie crust get a little over-browned. That's a good hint when you're doing a dessert like this. You might want to put a little strip of aluminum foil around those edges to prevent the over-browning. Now, Carolyn, I know you've got lots that you're going to be sharing with us today.
I sure do.
So let me step aside and let you get to it.
Okay. Well, I've kind of got, in a way, sort of two meals here, but I'm going to start out with something that I discovered is absolutely fantastic, and this is a tomato hamburger soup. And of course, it's made in the slow cooker. It's with V8 juice or some other tomato juice. Then 2 packages of 1 pound each of frozen vegetables, and the hamburg, some cream of mushroom soup, and some minced onion, and this is good. So I really recommend that you get this recipe. Now, when I sent my recipes to Lynn, I said, I wonder if you can make a meal of the soup and cookies. Yes, you can. These cookies are, they are called Easiest Blossom, Chocolate Blossom Cookies. A cake mix, a can of pumpkin, some chocolate chips, and the big chocolate kisses on top. And they're really good, and you'd never guess that there was pumpkin in it, but just a cake mix, pumpkin, and chocolate. So they do make a nice meal because I tried it. Now for a little more formal type meal, to start off with, I have breaded baked tilapia. And it is just the fish, some breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, salt, oregano. You mix everything but the fish together, then dip the fish into it, put it in a pan, and bake it for about, they say 8 to 12 minutes. I found it took about 15 minutes, but you can do it with whatever works for you and for your setup, what you have. Now, to go with the fish, I have glazed carrots. Usually, if I'm glazing carrots, I'm putting maple syrup in them. But these are butter and brown sugar that you melt the brown sugar in the butter, and you've already cooked the carrots, and you just mix everything together, and you have a really nice carrot vegetable to go with your fish and whatever else you decide to have with it. Lastly, I have it's called Pastor's Pie. And it's called that because Jess Pastor from Hyde Park, Vermont, is the one who sent it in. It's cherry pie filling, cream cheese, milk, Jell-O lemon pudding, some Cool Whip, and a pie crust. And you just would make that up, put a layer of the cherries on the bottom, you make up the pudding part, and then you put cherries and Cool Whip on top, and you have a really nice dessert. So we thank Jess for this recipe, and I hope that you'll all give it a try.
It does look good.
Yes, and you know, we have got so many loyal viewers out there. I can hardly go anywhere without being recognized, and I love it.
Me too. Well, thank you, Carolyn.
The only thing, I went to the train show down in Massachusetts, and nobody recognized me.
Oh, gee. Well, thank you very much, Carolyn. And we had a letter from Donna Barkham of Colchester, and she said, I'd like to see more breakfast and brunch recipes here in the kitchen. So she said it's one of her favorite recipes for breakfast and brunch, and here it is. Now take a look at it. It's this bacon and eggs biscuit. It's very easy to make because you use refrigerated buttermilk biscuits, or of course you could make them if you want. And the filling is made with a mixture of eggs, milk, and cream cheese. And if you take a closer look, you can see the bacon that you put around on top. Now everybody likes bacon, so I hope you'll give this a try. Good for breakfast, brunch, and I think for lunch, because we're all getting hungry around here. And we thank Donna for that recipe. Now I'm going to move on to some main dishes, and let me set that up there for you. This is my beefy French onion pot pie. Now it's not hard to make because it has just the few ingredients. Plus you use those buttermilk biscuits again. And the buttermilk biscuits are used to top with a mixture of ground beef. There's onion in here, French onion soup, and shredded mozzarella. You bake the whole thing for about 35 minutes at 350 degrees and you come out with this delicious looking beefy French onion pot pie. And I hope you'll give this a try because it's really good on these winter days. Moving on now, Linda Connors, she lives over in Morrisonville, New York, and she says she would like some recipes that serve 1 or 2 because she doesn't like a lot of leftovers. And I think, Linda, that these recipes that would work for you because with just 5 ingredients you can easily cut them in half and get smaller servings to suit your needs. So this is my shrimp pasta Alfredo, and I hope you will give this a try. It's delicious, as I hope all of you loyal viewers will. It's simply made with bow tie pasta, peas, shrimp, Alfredo sauce, and Parmesan cheese. You bake it for about 25 minutes, and there's only 545 calories per serving. It's just delicious. It keeps well. And I hope you'll all try this. And Linda, I hope you'll give it a try and it works well for you if you cut the recipe in half. Well, we're needing a salad note now to go with our main dishes. And here's one of my favorites. I make it quite often. And if you've never had it, you are going to enjoy it. It's the real taste of Vermont. It's my maple coleslaw. Now, to a bag of slaw mix, you add mayonnaise, Vermont maple syrup, salt, and cider vinegar. And since I like my slaw more finely chopped, I run it through the food processor before putting the dressings in. And whatever way you like your slaw, I know you're going to enjoy this with the real taste of Vermont. And now I'm going to add a little bit to our beef pot roast here, our beef pot pie, and what a great meal this would be. I hope you'll give it a try. Very quick, very easy. Now it's time for dessert, and I have a couple here for you. Now let me get this one. This is very nice, and it's a recipe that we had on Across the Fence many, many years ago on a show we called Recipes with Strange or Unusual Ingredients. And this is my mayonnaise chocolate cake. Now in here there's sugar, flour, cocoa, mayonnaise, sugar, and a little salt and water. Now that makes more than 5 ingredients, some of you may say, but in planning the show today we decided if there was something that you had at home like water or spices, we wouldn't count it. So how's that for rationalizing? But anyway, it's a delicious little cake. It's fun to make, and when your family and friends come over, ask them if they can guess what's in here. And if they aren't watching the show today, I'm pretty sure they will never guess mayonnaise. And you see, I did frost it with some powdered sugar and chocolate to give this checkerboard look. So I just added that extra as a last minute, but isn't that an attractive design? And finally, one of my very favorite desserts, and it's so simple to make. It's this apricot cobbler, and it's super easy with Bisquick and brown sugar, and that's the base, and it's topped with just a couple cans of apricots, baked at 400 for 30 minutes, and cool and topped with whipped cream. And Judy left her whipped cream here, so let me put a dollop of that on. And if you like apricots, you will love this. And Judy, I'm going to save this just for you.
Well, thank you very much, Lynn. They look delicious. As
you.
always, there are a couple of different ways that you can get these tasty and easy recipes, plus a few extras. You can go online to the Across the Fence website, go to uvm.edu/extension and click on the link to Across the Fence. You'll find the recipes on the left-hand side of the web page. To get the recipes by mail, send $2 and a stamped self-addressed business-size envelope to 5 ingredients or less, Box 188, South Hero, Vermont 05486. And please remember, if you're ordering the recipes, to include $2 and a stamped self-addressed business-size envelope. That address again is 5 ingredients or less, Box 188, South Hero, Vermont. As soon as your request is received, we'll get the recipes sent out to you. Thanks to our chefs Carolyn, Lynn, and Deb, of course, for preparing all of these quick and easy recipes with 5 ingredients or less. We hope you'll join us next month right here in the kitchen with Across the Fence. Good day.